is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. I'm continuing my reading of the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And the four Gospels are the chapters of the Bible where Jesus is alive and walking the earth with his disciples. And here in this passage in Mark 10, starting in verse 35, right after Jesus tells his disciples again about that he's going to be arrested and oppressed and tortured and murdered and betrayed, James and John come to him. Then James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came over and spoke to him. "Teacher," they said, "we want you to do us a favor." "What do you request?" he asked. They replied, "When you sit your glorious throne, when you sit on your glorious throne, we want to sit in the place of honor next to you, one on your right and the other on your left." But Jesus said to them, "You don't know what you are asking. You are able to drink. Are you able to drink from the bitter cup of suffering I am about to drink? Are you able to be baptized with the baptism of suffering I must be baptized with?" "Oh, yes," they replied, "we are able." Then Jesus said to them, "You will indeed drink from my bitter cup and be baptized with my baptism of suffering. But I have no right to say who will sit on my right or my left. God has prepared those places for the ones he has chosen." When the 10 other disciples heard what James and John had asked, they were indignant. So Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers in this world lord it over their people, and officials flaunt their authority over those under them. But among you, it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant, and whosoever shall wants to be first among you will be a slave to everyone else. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many. The last shall be the first shall be last." What were James and John asking for? They wanted the crown without the cross. They wanted the reward. There's so many Christians today. They want to put on that crown. "Oh, I'm a Christian. I'm such a moral person." The person that is going to get the spiritual rewards is going to be the person that is servant to others. Mother Teresa, who worked 24/7 and lived in poverty and lived on a mat on the floor, she'll be rewarded in heaven. I bet when she went places, the way she looked, because she didn't wear makeup, she didn't put on jewelry, she didn't have any of those things. I mean, she was a clean person, but she didn't look like she had any wealth even when she put nice clothes on and went places to speak. If the people didn't know who she was, they would have treated her like a pauper. No makeup, no jewelry, just plain clothing, clean, decent, plain clothing, but plain clothing. No gregariousness, no braggadociousness, none of that. But the most holy and spiritual and giving person on the planet. And she spent her life in servitude of others. So, that preacher's wife, don't take her as a role model. You know, the one that's talking about how important the deacons are, and that her husband's chair up on that stage is bigger than the other chairs, and that the deacon on the right and deacon on the left that do so much for them are to be honored. Bringing in that tithe money so she can buy more antiques and jewelry and look the finest of any lady in that church. She's not your spiritual leader. The person that's maybe the Sunday school teacher, or the person that works in the kitchen, that doesn't ask for any glory. They just come every week and do what they need to do for God. Sometimes it might even be that janitor, that little old lady that scrubs the toilets, is more spiritual, more righteous than anyone in position in that church. Because she is serving others without the want of glory. You know, I don't pray on my channel because it says in the Bible, don't pray like the Pharisees and Sadducees. That old glorious prayer that makes everybody weep. I pray to myself. I hardly ever even pray out loud. Because if I pray out loud, the devil hears it. I pray to myself if I pray for you. It's a rare occasion that I pray out loud or in front of others. I say prayers with the congregation at church, not by myself. That's how I pray, because it's not to bring glory to myself. It's not to increase my ratings. It is to have a conversation with God about a situation where somebody needs healing or protection or help or prosperity because they've had none. That is what I pray for, and I do in private. But here are James and John. They're wanting that crown before the cross. He's asking them, are you able to drink from the cup that I'm drinking from? Because he just told them that he was going to be arrested and killed. He just told them that the government was against him. He just told them he's losing everything he owns, everything he has, and even his life. And they're coming, wanting to sit on his right hand and left hand. To have that crown, to have that glory, you must make the sacrifice. You must be the servant. Jesus came and could have requested of these thousands of people that follow him. He could have requested money and a place to live and had a wife and had all the riches that a king would have had. But he didn't do that. He fed them. He healed them. He cast out demons. He raised the dead. He served them. He didn't make them serve him. He didn't do that. So you can't get the crown without the cross. You have to believe in Jesus Christ. And you can't do it secretly. You have to truly believe. Jesus can't be your dirty little secret. you do that, you'll go to hell. Most certainly, you will go to hell. So if you believe publicly. Let everyone know you're a Christian. And you don't have to shove it down anybody's throat. It's as simple as walking around happy in the glory of God. And people will ask you, what's different about you? You seem so happy. You seem so joyous. Why are you so forgiving of these people? And when they ask you, then you have your opportunity. Live by example. I'm not saying don't apologize. I'm just saying don't be overbearing. Don't be dictatorial to people and tell them what they have to do. I mean, you might say what they have to do if they ask. Or if you have a platform, you can say, I can say what you have to do. You have to believe. But people are coming to my channel voluntarily. So in daily life, you can be the example. Be the model. Show people what Christianity is. And it's the love of God. Let them know you by your love. Bear the cross, if need be. Have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone.